What if the secret to unstoppable motivation was not hidden in strength, but in focus? Imagine living like water, flowing with purpose, striking with precision, unshaken by obstacles. Picture aiming at one clear target with all your energy, cutting away the unnecessary, and discovering clarity that fuels your spirit from within. What if true power was found in the present moment, where discipline becomes freedom, and the mind commands the body beyond its limits? Every thought you focus on shapes your reality. The question is, will you feed weakness, or will you focus on strength and become unstoppable? When you train your mind to focus, you begin to understand the true nature of power. Power is not in scattered energy, not in chasing too many things at once, but in becoming like water. Water has no shape of its own, but it can take the shape of anything it enters. It can flow gently, and it can strike with force that breaks stone. This is the essence of focus. When the mind is not divided, it becomes fluid, adaptable, and unstoppable. Most people live like still water in a cup, contained, limited, confined by distractions and doubts. But when water is released, when it flows in one direction with purpose, no obstacle can resist it. The rock may be hard, but water wins because it does not lose its flow. Distraction is the enemy of true strength. If your mind is filled with noise, you cannot hear the voice within that guides you toward your path. Focus silences that noise. It allows you to channel your energy into one clear direction. Think of the sun. Its rays warm the earth, but when concentrated through a lens, they ignite fire. Your mind has that same potential. Scattered, it produces warmth, but focused, it becomes fire. Fire that can drive you forward, that can burn away hesitation, that can light the path others cannot even see. To live with focus is to live with freedom. Freedom is not in chasing every desire or indulging every thought. True freedom is found when you are no longer a slave to distraction, when your energy is no longer wasted on things that do not serve your purpose. Focus gives you control. It sharpens your mind, it strengthens your body, and it awakens your spirit. When you flow like water, you do not fight against life. You move with it, you adapt, you bend, and yet you remain unbroken. Do not mistake softness for weakness. The gentle stream may appear calm, but it can carve valleys and shape landscapes. This is the secret of focus. It is quiet, yet it transforms everything it touches. When you give your full attention to a single action, even the simplest movement becomes powerful. A punch, a step, a breath, when done with complete focus, carries more force than 1,000 movements done with a scattered mind. So train yourself to be like water. Flow with purpose, move with clarity, and direct your energy where it matters most. Do not allow the world to dictate your attention. Guard it, master it, and when you unleash it in one clear direction, you will find that nothing, no matter how solid or immovable it seems, can stand in your way. Be like water, flow, adapt, and become unstoppable. When the mind is divided, energy is lost. When the mind is united, it becomes like a spear, sharp, direct, and impossible to ignore. To move with strength in life, you must learn to aim your attention as if aiming an arrow. One clear target, 100% effort. Not 50, not 90, but all of you. Directed toward one goal. Too many people scatter themselves across many directions, chasing this, chasing that, never fully giving themselves to anything. They wonder why they feel tired, why motivation fades. It is because their energy is leaking through too many holes. Seal those leaks with focus, and you will feel the full power of your spirit. Imagine a man trying to light a fire with a magnifying glass. If he keeps moving the glass from place to place, the sun's rays will warm but never ignite. But if he holds it steady, if he refuses to be distracted, soon the fire will burn. Your life is no different. If you keep moving your focus from one thing to another, You will only create warmth, never heat. But if you choose a single direction and commit all your energy, the fire will ignite, and nothing can stop its growth. This is not about perfection. It is about intensity. When you fix your eyes on the target, your body follows. When your mind commits fully, hesitation disappears. There is no longer a question of if, only when. The force of your entire being is behind your action, and that force is unstoppable. Even a small step taken with total focus has more power than a giant leap taken half-heartedly. Do not underestimate the strength of a single-minded spirit. History shows us that the ones who achieved greatness were not always the strongest or the smartest, but they were the ones who gave themselves completely to one clear vision. They cut away what did not serve them, and they poured everything into the path they chose. That is the meaning of focus, saying yes to one thing and no to 100 others. The truth is simple. If you try to aim at 2 targets, you will miss both. But when your whole being is aligned with one purpose, the universe bends with you. Obstacles shrink, distractions fade, and energy multiplies. The mountain that looked impossible becomes only another step, because your mind no longer doubts. It is fixed, steady, unwavering, one clear target, 100% effort. That is the way to move through life with unstoppable motivation. Focus is not about adding more. It is about removing. True strength is not in doing everything, but in cutting away the unnecessary, like a sculptor chiseling stone, until only the masterpiece remains. Many people believe motivation comes from piling on more goals, more desires, more tasks. But in reality, this only creates weight that slows them down. The path to mastery is the path of simplicity. When you strip away what does not serve you, what remains becomes sharper, clearer, and unstoppable. Think of a blade. A sword is not forged by adding metal again and again. It is forged by removing impurities, by shaping, refining, and sharpening until only the essential edge remains. Your life is the same. When you focus on too many things, your energy is dull. But when you cut away the noise, you become like the sword, precise, powerful, and ready to strike with accuracy. Simplicity is not weakness. It is the essence of true power. In training, it is tempting to learn many techniques, to collect movements, to show variety. But variety without depth is shallow. It is better to master one strike with total focus than to learn 1,000 strikes with no clarity. The same is true for life. Success is not in how many things you chase, but in how deeply you give yourself to the things that matter. Remove the clutter from your mind, and you will discover that your natural strength rises on its own. This simplicity also frees you. A complicated life creates confusion. Too many desires create conflict. But when you reduce your path to what is essential, your spirit feels light. You are no longer distracted by endless choices. You know where you are going, and your energy flows there without resistance. The mind becomes calm, the body becomes disciplined, and motivation becomes effortless, because you are no longer carrying the weight of what is unnecessary. The beauty of simplicity is that it clears space for intensity. When there are fewer things to focus on, you can pour yourself fully into them. That fullness creates momentum, and momentum becomes mastery. Just as a single drop of water falling again and again can carve stone, your simple, focused actions, repeated with discipline, can transform your life. So learn to cut away. Let go of what is not needed. Stop chasing too many directions. Ask yourself, what truly matters? When you find the answer, hold it with clarity and release everything else. That is where real strength is born. Simplicity is the path, and mastery is the reward. Motivation is not something you wait for. It is something that is born when the mind is clear and the heart understands its purpose. When you know why you are moving. The energy to keep moving comes naturally. But when your purpose is hidden behind confusion, doubt, or the noise of others, even the smallest step feels heavy. Clarity creates power, and power fuels motivation. Without clarity, you will always feel like you are walking in circles. With clarity, every step has meaning, and meaning gives you the strength to continue even when the path is difficult. Too many people look for motivation outside themselves. They wait for inspiration, for encouragement, for the right moment to begin. But real motivation does not come from outside. It rises from within. When you understand deeply why you do what you do, no storm can shake you. The world can doubt you, obstacles can block your path. But your focus remains steady because your reason is stronger than the struggle. Purpose transforms weakness into strength and struggle into fuel. When you wake up each morning without a clear reason for your actions, life feels like a burden. You are pushed by pressure, not pulled by passion. But when you wake with a clear vision, even challenges feel lighter because they are not meaningless. They are steps toward what matters most. That is why it is not enough to simply move. You must know why you are moving. That knowledge is the root of unstoppable motivation. Ask yourself, why do I fight? Why do I train? Why do I strive? The answers you find will sharpen your mind. They will remind you that your path is not about impressing others, not about chasing endless distractions, but about fulfilling the truth inside you. And once you connect with that truth, you no longer need to search for motivation. It flows from the core of your being. Clarity is like a torch in the dark. Without it, you stumble and hesitate. With it, the path may still be long, but you see the way forward, and each step becomes lighter. This is the secret. When the mind is clear, focus comes naturally. And when focus is present, motivation is unstoppable. When you know your purpose, you no longer ask, "Can I do this?" You ask only, "How far can I go?" And that question carries you beyond limits you once thought impossible. Do not waste your energy living in the shadows of yesterday or in the illusions of tomorrow. The past is gone, and the future is not yet here. The only true power you possess is in this moment, right now. When the mind drifts backward into regret or forward into worry, it becomes weak, divided, and restless. But when the mind is anchored in the present, it becomes alive, sharp, and unstoppable. Every breath you take, every movement you make, exists only here and now. Too many people live as if their real life will begin someday in the future, or as if they are forever chained to what happened long ago. This weakens them, because they forget that action is only possible in the present. The punch is thrown now, the step is taken now, the choice is made now. The past cannot be changed, and the future cannot be lived before its time. To focus on this moment is to claim the only power that truly belongs to you. When your attention is on the present, fear loses its grip. Fear often lives in the future. What if I fail? What if I suffer? What if I lose? But the present has no what if. It only has what is. And when you face what is with total presence, the fear dissolves. Likewise, regret and sorrow live in the past. Things you wish you could undo, words you wish you had spoken, battles you wish you had won. But the present is free of regret, for in this moment you are not chained. You are free to act. This is the secret of true focus. When your mind stays in the present, your actions gain strength. The body becomes precise, the mind becomes calm, and the spirit becomes unshakable. You are no longer carrying the weight of yesterday or the worry of tomorrow. You are lighter, faster, clearer. Each movement is filled with purpose, each breath carries power. The present moment is also where growth happens. You cannot train in the past, nor can you improve in the future. Only now can you act, now can you practice. Now can you decide? If you honor the present with your full focus, you will find that tomorrow takes care of itself. The future is nothing more than the accumulation of present moments well lived. So do not chase time. Do not live elsewhere in your mind. Anchor yourself in this breath, this movement, this choice. For when you master the present, you master life itself. Freedom is often misunderstood. Many believe it means doing whatever you want, whenever you want, without restraint. But that is not freedom. That is chaos. True freedom comes from discipline, and discipline is born from focus. When you master your focus, you control your energy. When you control your energy, you shape your life. Without discipline, you are pulled in every direction by desire, by distraction, by weakness. With discipline, you choose your direction and walk it with strength. Think of a wild horse. It has power, speed, and energy, but without training, it runs aimlessly and wastes its strength. The trained horse, however, channels that same energy with precision. Its discipline does not weaken it. It makes it stronger, faster, and unstoppable. Your mind is the same. Unfocused, it runs wild. Focused, it becomes a force you can command. Discipline is not a cage. It is a key. It unlocks the ability to go beyond comfort, beyond laziness, beyond hesitation. Each time you practice discipline, you strengthen your spirit. Each time you choose focus over distraction, you gain freedom over yourself. And what greater freedom is there than being the master of your own mind, instead of irrelevant to your impulses? When you train, discipline is what keeps you moving on days when you feel tired. When you struggle, discipline is what pushes you to rise again after failure. Motivation may fade, emotions may shift, but discipline holds steady, like a mountain. And through that steady focus, you discover freedom. Not freedom to do anything, but freedom to do what truly matters. The paradox is clear: when you restrain yourself, you become limitless. When you cut away distraction, you gain clarity. When you choose structure, you discover flow. Discipline turns focus into a weapon, and that weapon cuts through weakness, doubt, and resistance. So do not fear discipline. Do not resist focus. They are not chains, they are wings. And with them, you are free to rise as high as your spirit dares to go. The mind is the master, and the body is its servant. Whatever the mind believes, the body follows. If the mind is weak, scattered, or filled with doubt, the body will stumble, no matter how strong the muscles may be. But when the mind is sharp, steady, and focused, the body can achieve what once seemed impossible. Strength does not begin in the arms or the legs. It begins in thought. Every movement first exists in the mind. The punch is thrown in the imagination before it is delivered in reality. The kick is formed in vision before the body executes it. If you cannot see it in your mind with clarity, your body will never bring it to life with precision. This is why mastery of the mind is mastery of the body. When the mind commands with certainty, the body obeys without hesitation. Doubt is poison. If your mind whispers, "I cannot," then your body will hesitate and prove it true. But if your mind declares, "I will," then your body will find the strength, even when it feels none is left. Pain, exhaustion, and fear are real, but they are magnified by a weak mind. A focused mind transforms them into fuel. It tells the body, one more step, one more strike, one more breath, until the body discovers new depths of strength it did not know existed. Training is not only about conditioning muscles, it is about conditioning thoughts. To discipline the body without disciplining the mind is to build a strong cage with no key. But when you discipline the mind, the body gains direction, and its power multiplies. The difference between victory and defeat often lies not in who is stronger, but in who believes more deeply, who focuses more sharply, who refuses to break within. The body has limits, but the mind expands them. Every time you push past what you thought was your edge, you teach the mind that there is more. And once the mind accepts this, the body follows. This is why focus is so vital, because where the mind goes, the body must travel. So train your mind as fiercely as you train your body. Shape it, sharpen it, strengthen it. When the mind is unshakable, the body becomes unstoppable. What you feed your focus with becomes your reality. The mind is like soil. Whatever you plant in it, whether weeds or seeds of strength, will grow. If you allow your attention to dwell on weakness, on fear, on doubt, then you will see those things take shape in your life. But if you direct your focus towards strength, clarity, and purpose, those qualities will rise within you until they define who you are. Focus is not a small thing. It is the foundation of your becoming. Every thought you repeat, every image you hold in your mind, is shaping the person you are becoming. If you fill your thoughts with defeat, your actions will mirror defeat. If you fill your thoughts with courage, your actions will mirror courage. This is why guarding your focus is so important. The mind is powerful, but it is also vulnerable to what you allow inside it. Protect it as you would protect a flame in the wind. What you choose to focus on determines how you use your energy. Two people may face the same challenge. One sees the obstacle and gives up. The other sees the opportunity and grows stronger. The difference is not in the challenge, but in the focus. One feeds fear, the other feeds determination. That choice creates two different lives. Energy flows where attention goes. If your attention is scattered, your energy is wasted. But if your attention is steady, your energy multiplies. This is why focus creates reality. It turns thoughts into actions, and actions into habits, and habits into destiny. You are not controlled by fate. You are controlled by what you choose to see, what you choose to believe, what you choose to focus on every day. Ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind? Am I nourishing it with strength, or poisoning it with doubt? The answer will be revealed not in your words, but in your life, for you will always become what you focus on. So choose wisely. Guard your attention. Direct it toward the strength you wish to grow, the purpose you wish to live, the reality you wish to create. For when focus is aligned with strength, you will not just move through life, you will shape it. And in shaping it, you will become unstoppable.